Lumen.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, Broad Topix, live from Magic Mountain. Get some.
Get some. Get some. That's our new thing. That's an intro.
Give me, Congdon taking over.
All right.
Is that louder than the window being open?
Maybe. No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's got to be fine. I'm sorry. We're in the car, guys.
We're in the car. We're on our way to Six Flags. We picked up Jamar. He fell asleep in the back. And we said, you know what? We're going to do a quick podcast.
Yeah. I'm so excited, dude. I didn't even realize there was a Six Flags in LA.
Yeah, I kind of didn't either, to be honest. Like, I knew, but I never thought about it.
I've only been to Six Flags Great Adventure.
Am I going the right way still? Also,
I don't know. I was going to tell you that you should definitely also be... Is this illegal?
I don't know. I was going to say, do we have to hide our mics? 3.6 miles on this.
I mean, it's not like a substance, right?
Right.
And it's not a cell phone.
Right.
I don't know. Listen, if the cops pull us over, just give me your mic and it'll look like I was talking in both of them.
Okay. Yeah, she was double mic'd.
I was double mic'd.
She was just holding two mics for no reason, officer. No, you saw me with the mic in my hand?
Officer, I was harmonizing with myself.
She was the background and the front ground. You know, driving on this highway is insane. We're on I-5 North, headed
We're
to
on the 101, 312 Pacific Northwest Highway.
And it'll be going like 80 miles per hour and then just dead stop.
It stops dead. And the way that I just trust Kim with I haven't looked out the front of the window all week since I've been here in Kim's car. I trust her so much. I'm just looking at the mountains. It's all very pretty. We come to a screeching halt sometimes and she's panicking and I'm fine.
Yeah.
Can we admire how much better I am as a panicked passenger than you are?
Oh, yeah. She has way more trust in me than I have in her.
Yeah. Like
when driving.
When driving.
Yeah. Well, but that's just my thing for everyone. I'm a backseat driver. And I sit in the front seat.
Yeah. No, you're not the worst. You're not. A backseat driver is somebody who's like, get in the left lane up here. Like, that'll fucking piss me off.
Oh, really?
Don't do that shit.
No, I don't do that. I mean,
bad.
especially like you're from New York. So I'm like, she knows. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know? But, yeah, no, I just get nervous. I get fucking nervous when other people drive. I don't know how Jamar just got in the car and passed out.
He told us, hold on, we stopped at Starbucks, which took forever, by the way.
Took forever.
And we got back in the car. We're finally ready to go. And he told us, all right, guys, wake me up when you get there. And Kim was like, we're going to smoke in like a minute. And not a moment later, like I rolled a joint. We were ready to light it.
It was like maybe 45 seconds after
45 seconds later, we hit it, and I passed it to the back, and he was asleep.
Dead asleep.
Fully asleep.
Not even responding to speaking.
Not responding to his name. Like,
he woke up 4 minutes ago at the beginning of this podcast, said it was hot as fuck, and now we're talking about him, and he has no idea. I love that, though. I love a deep sleeper. It's like, yeah, good.
Sleeper.
Don't inconvene. And we got to whisper on our podcast because Jamar wants to take a nap before Six Flags. It's insane.
No, I do appreciate a deep sleeper. I'm a deep sleeper.
Yeah. You are a deep sleeper.
Yeah.
Not me.
Apparently, for the first 4 nights of this trip, I've been sleeping on Kim's side of the bed.
I cracked yesterday. I broke. She broke me.
She didn't tell me about it. And then she finally broke, and she was like, I need my side of the bed back. Like, bitch, I didn't know you could have slept there every night.
Well, the thing was, Alex has been going to sleep so damn early.
Because I'm overworked and tired.
She's overworked. She's overtired. She's on vacation. I get it. But she falls asleep in my spot. Every night it's just happened before I've gotten to bed. So I've been like, I can't move her. She's so peacefully asleep right now.
You could probably roll me. You could probably roll me really easy.
I believe that. I mean, this is insane.
I mean,
this man should have his own highway.
He should.
Why don't these cars have their own highways?
It's when a truck has cars stacked on top of it. It's a very
And the cars have also been in accidents. I'm like, you don't even have safe cars on your car.
He has bad energy cars on his car for sure.
A truck of accidents is in front of us.
Yeah. A truck full of accidents. terrifying.
The worst.
Yeah.
It's the last thing you want to see
Just
on the highway.
wondering the fate of every person in each of those cars. They're fine.
They're fine.
That guy was rear-ended.
What?
He was like that. I don't think that person got hurt. Whoever was in that.
Look at this
accident.
car. It's glittery.
Yeah, LA has some.
This is a
wild
silver
cars.
glitter Porsche.
It's a ooh.
That looks nice.
It's nice.
That looks so nice.
Yeah,
Wow, that looks really nice.
but also
I feel like people would make fun of me if I got that. They'd be like,
No.
"You got glitter on your Porsche."
well, that's what I was saying.
Really?
about-
Go get a period.
I feel like it'd be cool to have like a really cool muscle car, but paint it like this, like a sick, very like futuristic purple color. Like
You liked that purple.
I
we saw.
liked a purple, and I was like, I would want to have like a dope old Mustang, but repaint it in that color. And I know that real car people would be like, "Fuck you for
Right.
doing that." But I mean, if you're paying for it with your own money, you
The
do what
thing
you
is,
want.
I'm trying to do a podcast, drink my Starbucks, and do
You suggest.
and read directions.
I told you we did not have to pod. You were the one who was like, "I think we should do it. We've got 20 minutes."
See how much I love you guys? Look how committed I am.
She's committed.
I said we got 20 minutes, and then we spent 15 of those figuring out how to start the podcast.
I had to set it up. Yeah.
It's
Well,
okay. It takes a minute.
It does. Listen, you're going to get into the groove of doing 4 things at once right now. I believe in you.
What I need you to do is when you leave, I need you to show me how to set this up, like what we're doing right now, because I'm just going to start doing podcasts by myself when I'm in traffic.
Sure. No problem. You're going to need...
People are going to look into my car and be like, that girl's mentally ill.
You need to be careful podcasting by yourself in traffic.
Why? Why do I need to be careful with that? What are you talking about?
I just did a lot to set this up, is what I'm saying.
I'm going to set it up before I leave.
Okay. It can't be like a texting and driving situation where it's constant with the checking the recording and...
Right. No, I mean, it's going to be... I'm just going to set it up and go. The way you said it, it was like, how hard is this? Like, these 2 things aren't... If I know where I'm going, these 2 things aren't hard. I usually only have one hand on the steering
No,
wheel.
I'm just an obsessive producer. Like, I've double-checked that the time was running on this 4 times already in the last
I can
8 minutes.
But I can peek over at it the way I would if there was a map and I was looking at where I was going and see that it's still at 8 minutes and 43
You're
seconds.
still going to be looking at your map on the side, though, because you'll be driving and with traffic and with asshole LA drivers. I'm just saying be careful.
Damn it, I'm going to need a second phone for a map.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a second phone.
That's great. You're set up. You're good to go.
You know what? I'm doing this.
Guys, we're going to Magic Mountain.
We are.
I've never been there before. I was wondering, and I haven't looked this up yet, just projection right here, but I was wondering this morning if they are there multiple versions of the same roller coaster in different parks? Because that would be stupid to me. Every roller coaster should be unique, right?
Yeah.
You should have to go specifically to that park to get. So I'm hoping for all fresh coasties today.
You know what they say about roller coasters? They're like fingerprints.
No 2 are this. A roller coaster is like a snowflake, children.
No 2 are the same.
Well, that's what I think they should be like, right? Because who's like?
I think they probably have like
there's
same
probably
ones.
I feel
I
like
don't
there's
know.
probably
I
a
feel like
couple
they don't
twin
make-
coasters out there.
Okay.
Twins, maybe, but triplets, no. Who's manufacturing the same roller coaster?
No, yeah.
100
They're
times?
mostly different, but there's not many different things you could do. They're mostly different as in like you loop-de-loo once, then you drop, or you drop, then you loop-de-loo once.
I mean, I don't know if I agree with that.
First of all, this is like we're gonna. Alex and I are gonna get in a fight over this like it's politics. I could tell the way she's so upset.
I'm just not sure if I agree with that. Kim.
No, maybe we shouldn't talk about this. We're family.
Listen, let's reconvene on the way home, and we'll see if you still have that opinion. If every roller coaster is pretty much the fucking same.
Okay.
I mean, you could stand on some, you could sit on some, you can fly on some.
You can fly on
Some of them strap you in by the shoulders, and some of them strap you in right on your lap.
You're right.
They all affect the journey. Each
You're right.
strap is different.
Okay, Alex. Fuck. She's so passionate about Six Flags. I've never seen anything like it.
How long do you think into this day it's going to take Jamar to realize that I'm fully autistic for roller coasters and
You
theme
can't
parks?
say that either. That's- Alex is going to get us canceled. Something has happened. Something has switched in the last 6 months where Alex is saying the cancel things now.
I am not.
You can't say you're autistic for Six Flags.
Who can tell me that I'm not autistic for Six Flags?
A doctor.
Take me to a
doctor.
Hold on. We should have invited a doctor with us today because...
A doctor to come do toys with us at Six Flags?
And he would confirm that I am, in fact, autistic for Six Flags. The way that some guys are autistic for trains.
I don't think that's how autistic works.
It's
You're
a
not
special...
autistic for something. It's not a fucking benefit walk.
Autistic people have special interests, and my interest in Six Flags is that of the special interest of an autistic person. I'm not trying to demean.
That's actually factual.
Yeah,
it's a
I'm not
longer
trying
way to say it.
demean autistic people. I'm saying that they have special interests that they are really fucking laser focused on, and mine's Six Flags.
Okay. All right, fine. You're
I'm not trying
autistic
to
for
take,
Six Flags.
Yeah, like fucking stolen valor from autistic
You
people.
are,
I'm
that's
not
what you're
being
doing.
Like, I'm autistic. I said I'm autistic for.
You're literally
Flags.
culture vulturing autism.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I am not.
Culture vulture.
Doctors, get at me.
Doctors, tweet at us.
Somebody diagnosed me already.
Tweet at us if Alex is truly what was it?
It's my
Autistic for Six Flags. There it is. We're here.
I see the sign. Six Flags. It says Six Flags, California.
You're so excited. Why?
That was
Where are you
crazy.
going?
You see, it's like these are dangers with podding on the road. I can't believe that there's mountains everywhere.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm sad we didn't get to pod on the way to and fro the beach yesterday,
Oh
but
man, it was a journey. We tried.
we tried. We will definitely have to tell you about our beach day when we have a chance.
Right now, we had a great beach day.
We had a great beach day, but we're at Six Flags. We're really going to start talking about the beach and then
leave them on a beach cliff.
leave them on a beach cliffhanger.
Like an episode of Baywatch in '94.
Are we really going to do that? Because we're going to get back to this car toited.
We're gonna get back to this car and look like we're gonna be. For some reason, our outfits are gonna be switched.
We're going to be different people, and we're not going to remember where we left off beach story because I need them to know about
That
everything.
scared you?
Yes.
That little
All the
bump.
scary dudes.
Oh yeah.
There were 3 scary dudes at the beach yesterday, and we still managed to have fun.
Yeah.
I need them to know about the rocks.
Every time the scary dude came by, I would say, "Just go,
Just out loud. She'd be like, "Get away.
leave. You're an." I literally said to, "You're an eyesore.
You are an eyesore. Go.
Go. Stop asking us if we have alcohol." I was just not scared. I was more annoyed.
Oh, man. What a day. Oh, man. Should we get into it? The beach?
I mean, we could talk a little bit about. We have a few minutes.
Kimmy took me to the shit cave beach yesterday, everyone.
And you know what? When we were leaving, before we left, we were. Oh, we're doing a podcast. No, I'm a horrible singer. What's your name? What? Josue? Nice to meet you. No, you should listen to our podcast.
Listen to Broad
right now
Topix.
on Spotify. Broad Topix. Broad, BROAD TOPIX. Topics with an X. It's really funny. Okay. Don't judge me by my car. I'm really funny.
That was great.
Nice meeting you guys.
Bye. They wanted to hear her sing. That's what LA is all about, people.
So wait, what were we talking about?
We were talking about the beach. She took me to the shit cave beach, is what I said.
And when I was packing, I was like, I should bring a sheet. And so I didn't have a beach sheet because I just
towels or like anything for the beach because she just moved in.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna bring the sheet off my bed and like figure it out, and and bring the towels I have, and then we'll just buy new of all that shit on the way back.
We're like, yeah, we'll wash the sheet when we get back, and we'll buy beach towels. We'll dry off from the shower with those. It was like a whole plan.
Right. Whoa, Alex just saw a coaster. We're not going to be able to finish this story at all.
I know. Hold on. Well, this is just a beach tease, guys.
This is a beach tease.
This is a beach tease. This is going to be the Six Flags episode. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Have a look at this red baby
I
right
can't.
here.
I'll crash.
Oh my God. No.
Look at all these. I'm not
like-
getting on that thing.
Which one? That one?
Yeah, I'm not going on that. That's the only one I'm not going to do.
I will go back to Hurricane Harbor with you, Jamar.
Alex will go to anywhere that.
I will go to
We have
anywhere with a
parking
water
already?
slide. We have parking. Oh gosh.
Is it on your phone?
It's on my phone.
All right, you guys. We're gonna finish this podcast when we get back from Six Flags.
Yeah. Yay.
Bye.
Bye.
Guys,
we did it.
we fucking
But boy, did we do it.
boy, did we do it. We were supposed to do a podcast on the way home.
We were supposed to do a lot of podcasts this week. Yeah, the way home. Okay, so the way home didn't happen until 10 p.m. It was too dark to podcast in the car. We spent 12 hours at Six Flags yesterday.
The Six Flags Day was a fucking adventure.
It was the most time I've ever spent at a theme park.
Yes, for sure. We were there from morning till night, from opening till close.
Yeah, it was great. It was fantastic.
It was great. I feel like we spent lifetimes in Six Flags.
I almost don't know where to start.
Well, let's start with...
Getting into the park?
Yeah, we got into the park.
Yeah. We got into the park. We toyed it up.
We toyed it up as soon as we got to the park.
And it was so hot, dude. It was like, even walking into the park, I was like, this is scary. It's like actually scary hot out today.
Yeah.
So we decided to go on the rapid river ride first.
Yeah, we were like, let's get on the wet ride first because it's so hot right now. We'll like the water. Mm-hmm. And also that ride's going to be so long because everyone's going to be really hot in a couple of hours. Mm-hmm. So everyone's going to want to do the rapid ride. So let's do it first, which I think ended up being a good idea.
Great move.
The rapid ride was fun. I don't have
not much to say about it, except
typical rapids.
Typical rapids. I got soaked.
I did not.
This was also the first ride where we realized that they give zero fucks about what you have on your person in this park. They let you
the park in New Jersey, you can't have an eyelash out of place on your hair.
It's Nazi Six Flags in Jersey. I don't know what to tell you.
Crazy in Jersey. The rules are you feel like you're going through a military camp.
The Gestapo won't let you get online for a ride without putting your fucking bag in a locker. It's insanity. This place, they're like, take a cell phone on the roller coaster with you. Live a little bit.
They're like, take a video.
It was crazy. It was truly crazy. So yeah, I was on the rapid river ride with my backpack and everything, trying to keep shit dry. We got soaked. I got soaked.
There was one point where Alex got soaked, and in the beginning, we almost sat in opposite seats. And as soon as she got soaked, I said, wow, I sat in the right seat. And before I could get that word out.
I mean, literally, as she was saying the words, she got slammed. I mean, you got juiced.
I got juiced. I got juiced by the Congo rivers.
You got juiced by the Congo, yo.
Kim Kong got juiced by the Kong.
Truly the least eventful part of our day, though.
Yeah. It was just the start.
Also, okay, so then we went to...
This is where I took my business call.
No, not quite. So then we went to the Superman roller coaster.
Yes.
Right? And this one's really cool. It shoots off backwards at 100 miles an hour. It goes up really high and then it just drops you. It's like a 25-second experience. Super quick. But Kim was afraid to do it. Mm-hmm. And I tried to convince her to do it. She wouldn't do it.
The thing is, why I was scared of that ride because of the way it looked. I thought that it shoots you straight up, and it doesn't even shoot you as high as it's built.
No, it goes to
3/4
yeah, of the height. Close, but similar fractions.
Yeah, you get the idea. But I thought it shot you all the way up, went around, and then went down. When it just really goes up most of the way and then back down. And I think that would have made a big difference in me getting on when I realized it. But the funny part is, we went with our friend Jamar, And I was like, you guys just go. Like, I'll walk in with you in the line. And as I was leaving, you guys started booing me, and everyone in the line joined.
Everybody in we're like in that final room area before you get on the ride where it's like an indoor kind of situation. Everybody in the room was like, boo, boo. I gotta say, the vibes at Six Flags, like the other guests there,
Yeah.
pretty chill in California.
Yeah, totally. We made a lot of friends.
We made so many friends, and we were talking about this on the way home, like everybody in a theme park looks like a fucking NPC that was created to be in a theme park.
Everybody in a theme park looks like they were a sim for a theme park. Do you remember the roller coaster typhoon game?
No.
Oh, it was literally a theme park based Sims game, and you would make your own roller coaster park.
That sounds great.
And basically, like, you can design your own park and make it as fun as you want, and like build your own roller coasters. You can make dangerous ones that people die on, or you can like do cool ones.
That sounds great.
It was a really fun game. But yeah, everyone looks like they're created as a character in that game.
Truly. But yeah, Kim got booed out.
I got booed out. And I was already toyded by then.
I was just going to say, yeah, when we were waiting for that ride was when the toyd was starting to like really hit me, like nervously.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then after that, I kind of evened out a little bit. It's like when you're at a theme park and it's hitting you, which could be very overwhelming. Mm-hmm. I was like in Superman's like Krypton chamber. I was like, this is a lot.
Yeah, I get that.
So yeah.
I got booed. I yelled back at the crowd.
Yeah, Kim was very out loud with the other people at Six Flags. It was like family. It was like everybody there was family to you.
Yeah, I was toyded.
Yeah,
what
Kim,
can I say?
She booed them back. We went on the ride. And when we got off the ride, you had like 10 minutes before you had to make an important phone call. Right? So we were like, all right, let's just...
I had a literal business meeting, a call on a deal I'm trying to close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we... Also, is this like a appropriate time to say that like the park is not laid out well?
Yes. From the very beginning, they have you park 15-minute walk from the park, and then you just have to walk there. The theme parks in Florida are incredible. Wherever you park, you get on it, you walk a few feet, and then there's a trolley system, and it takes you like little trains to the park. The Six Flags did seem a little cheaper than any other theme park I've ever been to. Mm-hmm. And they really were like, yeah, you get what you pay for, because they put zero effort into aesthetics there.
Yeah. And
truly.
Not only was it like a 15-minute walk from the car to Six Flags, but it was like about halfway there that I turned around and said, we didn't look at the number in the park. I was like, we didn't look at the number of area where we parked in.
Yeah.
And Kim was like, oh, it's next to the roller coaster. That's my college colors. We'll be fine.
Yep.
So we'll backtrack to that later.
But yeah, the park is like there. We found all day. I found one poster that showed the whole park. And the way the poster is made, it like just doesn't make sense.
It never shows you where you are. There were 15 rides in this park, and it's also the biggest park in the U.S.
Yeah, I
So,
think he said 9 rides or something like that.
It's so massive for how little is there that like you could see the roller coasters like spanning this like huge expanse, like massive, and you're like, all right, I guess we'll do this one, and then we'll walk a mile and a half to try to find the entrance to the other one.
It was like a hike and a theme park all in one. It was like every time you rode a ride, you got off the ride and you're like, all right, let's go take another 15-minute walk to the next ride.
And it's also built in the mountains, so
it's up and
the
down.
walk is up and down constantly. You're going up staircases, up like really deep hills and stuff.
The rides were so far from each other. At one point, we were in line for one ride, and Alex said, wow, look at the mountains out there. And I looked deep out into the mountains as far as my eyes could go.
Through fog,
through clouds. And I saw another ride we were just on. And we were both like, I can't believe we just walked from there.
Blew my fucking mind that ride. So it's the same one. It was the Wonder Woman ride that goes like this. Late in the day, we're looking at it from across the park and literally in disbelief that we had come from that far away to be on that ride. It was the place is built badly. They want you to get exhausted, not be able to ride all the rides.
They want you to give up before you ride
back.
6 rides. It's crazy. And like, there's no employees.
No, there's 14-year-olds and that's it.
And they're only working the rides. There's no people like out to help you.
We watched a man kind of lose it toward the end of the day for being on a line for too long and just really explain the whole situation to this chick.
We just gotta save it for the revolution.
No, you're right. That was the revolution.
Save it for the revolution, sister. You can't be bringing up the when we haven't even started the war, honey.
We weren't even part of the war yet.
Yes, guys, you're hearing this right. There is a war that starts at Six Flags in this story.
Kim did start a revolution at Six Flags.
Listen, sometimes the people need to stand up for themselves.
So the log flume was the second thing we do. We're already dry, by the way, from that first ride and like sweating balls and ready to go on another water ride.
And definitely getting pretty toited at this point.
I mean, I almost dare to say peaking if I weren't peaking all day somehow.
And I make the mistake of not rescheduling a business call for a deal I'm trying to close and just being like, yeah, I could take a call.
I'll take a call at Six Flags. It's funny. You had a friend who almost came to Six Flags with us and didn't because of the call. And your whole attitude was like, you could just take a call from Six Flags. Like, excuse yourself for a second and take a call. I think you realize how difficult that actually is.
It's so fucking hard. Well, and it also was just terrible timing. Like, most of the day we were waiting in line, and the one moment the call was happening, we were at the front of the line for a roller coaster somehow. So
it was the fastest line ever. You started the call at the back of the line. It was about a 20-minute line. And and like, I could see this look on your face where you're like, speed it up. You know, Kim's doing this thing with her hand where the guy's talking. She's like just ready to get this conversation done.
Hey, listen, in a call, I like to cut the fat. I don't like, I understand. This is, there's something I don't like about the fact that you're supposed to have a nice introduction in an email. Like, you have to, when you start an email, be like, hey, Kelly, I hope things have been well. I hope your summer's been great. Why? Why can't I just say, hey, Kelly, the numbers are in. This is this. Thanks, Kim. Mm-hmm. Why? Why do people need to do that? It's like, because it's nice. It's like, if you need someone to be nice to you in an email, go see a therapist.
Get a friend.
Go see a therapist. Fucking get an AOL Instant Messenger account. Go in a chat room. Do anything. But like, you guys, let's figure it out. But anyways, the call was fine. He wasn't talking too much. I was just toited and impatient and like sort of getting nervous because we're getting to the front of this thing and I'm trying to literally make money and I'm having to get from the outside of the conversation. Anyone around me hearing the conversation would think that I'm a working professional.
Mm-hmm. For sure. You were doing fine.
But the way I ended the call was so embarrassing. I mean, as he's trying to literally like
give
close.
her money.
He's trying to give me money and close and be like, you want to talk rates? And I go, listen, I'm going to use a different name. I'm on the phone around all these people. We're stepping on the part of this thing. It's like in the water and it's moving. It's a rotating
the rotating
floor. Like a floor
dock.
That moves in a circle, a dock. And then you stand on the rotation and it sort of brings you around the edge to a boat and then you hop in the boat.
And the rotating floor is bringing the boats around so that people could get off and on.
Still trying to finish my call as we're on the rotating part, which just starts to feel silly. I also have an icy in my hand.
It's also like so trippy. Like we're peaking and the floor is moving in certain places. You have to step from non-moving floor to moving floor.
And I end my professional call by saying, I was like, listen, Malcolm, I got to go. I use the name Malcolm.
You used the wrong name because that name's coming up in a minute.
Listen, Ted, I got to go. I got 1 foot in a flume right now. I was like, hey, I gotta go. I was like, we can circle back on the rates in a minute. I'll send you a rate packet. But I got a foot in the flume right now, so I got to get going.
Click.
And then I was like, who am I?
Could you imagine being on the other end of that call Sorry, I gotta go, man. I got a foot in the flume right now. Click. We'll talk later. We'll talk rates next week. Dang it. Yeah, I mean, wild. So
we do the flume.
we get on the flume.
And I'm scared.
Kim's on the front of the flume. I'm in the middle of the flume. Jamar's in the back. You know, we waited this thing out so that we could get maximum speed.
Jamar is toyded at this point.
For the first time ever.
Yes.
And just taking it all in at Six Flags, which baller ass move. Literally the sign of a cool person that the first time they ever did that was at Six Flags with you and I.
But me and Alex are also fucking with him in the line because we're all toyded. So we're like, when we get on the wet little flumey, do you mind if you stack up behind us in case we get too soaked?
We're going to need you to get behind the both of us if that's okay. 'Cause it's going to be really wet on this ride.
It might thrust you into us. So we start sexually harassing him on a toyd, which I don't think he minds.
I think he was okay with it.
He was okay with it. We get on the flume. On the way up, there's 2 people on the flume operating it, 2 other teenagers. The first girl, I'm like, being annoying, and I'm like, I'm scared, stop the ride. I'm being like a hack tourist at a park. And she kind of makes it, smiles, and we move on.
Yeah, you were like, is it scary? Is it going to be scary? And she was like, no, it's not scary at all. So should we move on? We're on our way up.
And the flume's kind of creepy because, it's very thin walls. You're really high up in this boat. There's no on those things, there's no track. It's all just water and physics.
Yeah, the walls don't come up too high. It's just built so that
What's it called? Is it called hydrophysics?
Maybe.
I don't know.
It's the walls are built just to the right height so that the flume's not going to fly out of them. You're just going to kind of crash down it, honestly. You're going to bump down the whole thing.
But we're slamming into these walls so hard on this flume that I'm like, eventually, one day, one of these walls has to give, and this thing's just going to fly off a mile down.
Sure. Maybe.
It just didn't seem right. And then we get to the second part, and then
the second ride attendant up there gave 0 fucks, by the way. I don't know what his post is for, but it was unnecessary. He never needed to be there.
He didn't even look us in the eye.
He was on his phone scrolling while people passed him in the flumes.
Yeah.
It was just crazy.
And then we go down the flume, and we're so excited. It was so fun. And as we're getting out, I go, we should just stay in and go again. And then the guy, Malcolm, this young 16-year-old boy.
16, maybe 15 years old.
He let us.
He literally was like, oh, you guys are going to get me in trouble. And we were like, no, we won't say anything.
So then we had to discreetly go back up past these 2 people again without getting Malcolm in trouble. So now we're toyded out figuring out how to
discreetly, literally.
I was like, everyone switch hats. It's so obvious. I had made a scene 40 seconds before
Jamar,
that.
take my shirt.
Yeah. We're all trying to switch clothes and not get Malcolm in trouble so we could take the flume again. I'm like, we're too old for this.
Kim literally panicked at the top, and when we passed the ride attendant, she said, shh, you didn't see us.
And then I threatened the second guy. I said, if you say one word about what you saw today, my God, if it's the last thing I do. No, and I head down the thing.
Splash.
And then we get off and no one gave a fuck.
Nobody gave a fuck. We got off. We low-key sexually harassed Malcolm, just to each other, though.
Yeah, just silently, and that was more of a joke.
Yeah.
He was 15.
He was.
I wish Alex wouldn't even brought that part up.
He was probably 18.
He did. Okay, he didn't look 15.
He didn't look 15.
He looked like 18. He looked very young though, too young to be hitting on. But we did. We were like, well, what do we have to do for Malcolm now?
How are we gonna thank Malcolm for this one? You want to talk to him first, or should I?
So we get off. What do we do next from there?
Next, we went to get online at the
West Coast Customs.
The West Coast Coasters, which is where the devil showed his face for the first dang time.
See, the problem when you do a toy at a park is the devil lacks that.
That's really true. I've had this thought before. Every time I take acid at a theme park, I'm like, wow, Satan is here.
Yeah, no, the devil loves an invite to Six Flags with a toy.
Literally loves it.
He'll be doing whatever he does in hell, tearing people from limb to limb, and he will hear that we're going to be at Six Flags, and he'll hear at the mints, and he goes, I got to go. I got a full day ahead of me. Because the way that this motherfucker had us...
He followed us almost all the way home last night.
Truly, the way this motherfucker, we get in line for this ride, and it's like a kind of long line already.
Decent line, yeah.
It's the first like kind of long line we see of the day.
Yeah, but what makes it half bearable in my mind?
Not me. This is where we differed.
Is that
Alex and Jamar really like
me and Jamar liked it.
I was not about this performer that showed up while we were in line. It was like this fucking clown dude.
He was the only one there too, where I'm like, does Six Flags only have one performance clown? How come he was there?
I doubt he was even hired by them.
They let him come in with that briefcase.
I bet they let us. They didn't even check us. Did you get checked for anything? I could have brought in anything into Six
we
Flags.
were so careful
We should've
about
brought a
not
joint.
bringing weed in because of my incident last year, and the way that we could have brought an ounce into Six Flags yesterday if we wanted to.
It's crazy.
We could have literally sold online.
What we could have done is we could have rolled 15 mini joints and offered them to the teenagers to skip the line.
We could have done that. We should have done that.
We should have.
We know for next time that we're out here now.
Barter with drugs.
Yeah.
So we're waiting in this line for a while. This guy comes by. He's like, "You guys want to see a show?" And
He's not even a magician. It's like somewhere between like magic and a circus act. Like he's like flipping his hat all over his body. He's like making his hat roll down his back and kicking it with his foot and making it land on his head.
And let me tell you, one of the worst human experiences for me is like seeing someone do that and then watching everyone around me being entertained. And then I just get depressed that I'm not entertained. And I'm like, what's wrong with me that I think I'm so cool that this is not good?
I can't speak for anyone else, but I was impressed. The guy was infallible. He was juggling.
Alex, it's nothing we haven't seen on the fucking C train while it's moving.
Sure, but this guy, he had a smile on his face. He had a passion about it that actually made me sad, honestly. It was his passion that was sad.
Yeah,
The tricks were good.
The whole thing made me want to get away from it.
Well, good thing the line moved very slowly.
We watched his act. We watched the act start over.
We watched
You ever
his
watch
act
some-
3 times.
You know, in the olden days when your VHS used to just rewind itself. That's what happened with this man's act. It just kind of started over.
Yeah. Well, because I'm sure he thought the line was going to be moving faster too.
Yeah, and he ran out of tricks.
This was like this theme park's version of racing roller coasters was. It was like you get online for a ride and you could be put on one of the 2 roller coasters. They go off at the same time and race each other. And they kept sending this fucking thing off without any people on it, with no announcement that they were doing maintenance. And then the announcements start to roll in.
Well, before that, we still have hope in our eyes. I go, you know what? We're waiting in this line. We're getting a little hungry. I go, let me go over to the snack bar. Mm-hmm. I was like, it'll take me a few seconds. I'll go get us some snacks, some drinks. We'll eat them. And then by the time I get back, we'll eat the snacks and get on the ride. It's perfect. The snack bar line. Every line, and this is where the devil started to work. From that moment on, it was that moment.
It was that
From
ride that fucked us. Yeah.
on, every line that we stood in halted the second we got there.
Not even like the lines were slow. It was like
We would watch them go fast.
progress stopped as soon as we got on the line.
When I got in that snack line, there must have been 6 people in front of me. 6 families.
You were gone for such a long time that you and I called each other 4 times from I was in the line with Jamar and you were at the snack bar. We went back and forth on phone calls 4 times.
I was shocked. I was watching the people order. I'm like, these people got 4 sodas. Why is it 15 minutes per person? So the line's just not moving. I grab all these drinks. I bring them back to us. We're eating in this line. Now they're making announcements. We're temporarily on a hold. We've got some maintenance issues. And that's also not what you want to hear before you get on a ride.
No. But it's all we heard before we got on any ride yesterday, honestly.
Every ride there had maintenance issues.
Do you remember in the process? So they're like fixing the ride. They start sending people on it again. Like the line starts moving
But
slowly.
then changing their mind and being like, nah,
they're
not good yet.
No, we got to call the maintenance guy back. We see the maintenance guy who...
He was... Oof. I mean, he looked like someone's like son that lives in a basement and like says mean things on my YouTube. He was like overweight, like old.
He had oil from the machinery all over his face.
He was not
hands,
someone that I would trust
sweat.
to be able to like tighten a bolt.
No.
Does that make sense?
No. And you could. It was just him.
And you could tell in his eyes he had no passion for what he did.
He was wiping sweat off of his forehead every set. Like his hand stayed up here always.
The way that I saw the condition I saw this man come out from under the roller coaster we were supposed to get on was scary.
It was horrifying.
So we wait about another 30, 40 minutes for some reason.
Hot. Hold on. We're forgetting one important thing that's had already started. The disrespect.
Let me show them what the
Yeah, go grab the disrespect. So please disrespect the hell out of me. Let me just start to tell them what the disrespect is. Kim had like the most brilliant idea ever to bring her plant spray bottle along with her so that we could cool each other down with some mist. But pretty quickly we learned how offensive it where you're trying to spray each other down and like stay cool.
But we're on acid, so we're fucking with each other.
And no matter what, like no matter how good your intentions are, you spray somebody while they're talking, it comes out really disrespectful.
It's so funny. It's so funny and so harmless. Don't you feel great right now?
I feel great. I'm literally the way that like it started to get to the point where we be getting closer and closer to the face so they would really splash on you. Like your eyes would be too wet to open up.
So we started calling it the disrespect, and we would say in line, like, can you disrespect me? And then I would go, cunt, and just shoot it in her face.
Be like, can I have a little bit of disrespect? We'd give it to Jamar, would be holding it. We'd be like, hey, Jamar, can you disrespect the both of us right now?
We just both want to be disrespected at the same time. That was fun. Wait, what were we getting into with that?
Just the fact, because I was just thinking about, that was like over the course of the whole day thing, but I was just thinking about how hot it was online.
I was giving away disrespects to people.
Yeah, you just look warm.
You can't be mad. Get one of these. You can't. The mist feels so good.
It feels so good.
So, and I started misting people, and that's sort of how I made friends.
Yeah, people were, I mean, it was funny how people were nervous about this not being water. I felt that because people would be like, what is it? And we'd be like, water. And they'd be like,
what could it possibly be?
They'd be like, ooh, no, thank you. Like they didn't trust us. Like we were going to spray acid in their face at Six Flags in front of 1,000 people.
I did tell two young boys right after I sprayed them that there was acid in it and if that was okay.
I was talking about the other kind of acid that would burn your face off. But she did spray two young tie-dyed boys. And then a minute after, be like, there's acid in the spray. Is that okay?
There wasn't, but it was funny. They were cool with it, too.
They were like, we wish, man. They're like making fucking acid faces. It was great. The vibes were good.
So we were like, fuck this ride. Let's leave.
Yeah, well, because eventually they were like, we're experiencing maintenance issues that we can't tell you how long this is going to take. Everybody, you could choose to wait online, but if you'd like to leave,
we've already invested 2 hours into this.
Literally about an hour and a half waiting on that line, and we were like, fuck it, let's go. And I'm pretty sure about 4 minutes after that, the ride started again, by the way.
Totally. We could see it as we walked away starting.
For sure.
So hurtful.
I think next is where we went to the standing roller coaster.
Is it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I hadn't been on one yet.
Yeah, Kim had only been on water rides.
Yes. And I can't remember anything specific about the standing roller coaster.
I can.
What?
We waited online for not too long, and then when we got up to the front, we realized it wasn't a very long wait to ride the front row. So we got in line for the front row, and there was an old man there.
That sweet old man.
Him was having a day at Six Flags by himself riding the roller coasters.
He must have been 65.
No, he must have been 75, I think.
Really?
My dad is like 75.
Yeah, he must have
This
been like
guy
75.
was old. This guy could have been
80.
older than that. Yeah, he was an old man there to ride the roller coasters.
You're right. He was much older.
Yeah.
And he was like so cute. He was like, you know, we're standing in line together for a long time, and he's sort of just trying to be involved in our conversations.
Yeah, I mean, we were a fun group, the three of us, because we're like toyed it up and like talking loudly and like complaining about the long lines in a way that everybody could commiserate with. And everybody around us just kind of wanted to talk to us.
I hate to say it, but we were the most popular ones at Six Flags.
We were a party at Six Flags. So even this old man was like, he's starting to tell us about how this park opened in the 70s. Is that what he said? I almost didn't believe. I didn't know Six Flags was around that long.
Yeah.
He was
and that he's
telling-
been going there for that long.
He's a roller coaster man to his core.
Yeah.
Um,
Deep inside.
and we sort of stopped talking to him. Like, well, you know, we waited such a long time. I feel like there's like 4 people ahead of us, and for some reason, that's like the longest we waited.
Yeah.
They were just running the rides badly.
That was the devil at work again.
Yeah.
I mean, and by the way, when I say the devil, I mean whoever chose how to operate this Six Flags. It is ass backwards. It is. We kept making a joke that it was like, I don't know if you guys have seen The Good Place, the show The Good Place, but it's like a show about people that think they're in heaven, but they're really in hell.
Yeah, so like the place is designed to look like heaven, but once you spend a little bit of time there, you're like, oh, nothing here is convenient.
Yeah, because I was like, literally, if I was the devil, I would make a theme park where every time you're in line, you wait 2 hours and then the ride shuts off and then you get in line for another one.
Yep.
And that's what kept happening. And then when we were in the front of the line, we were like, this will be fun. Like, we can ride the front of this roller coaster. It would took so long.
So long.
So long. They would just, at one point, just let empty things go over and over again in our face. And I was like, can we get on?
Can you make an announcement as to why you're sending empty roller coasters out more often than full ones?
It was insane. But that was fun.
But then, so then that guy gets onto the ride. He's like going on right before us. And he tells us, he starts talking. He was nervous, right? We were like, are you nervous? He was like, yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, but you know, it's nothing like a good stress to the heart than a roller coaster. And
I was like, yeah, that's the best stress. He goes, it's better than all the broken hearts I've gotten over the years.
Yeah, Kim was like,
and then he just takes off into the sky.
He made a gesture with his hands that I will never forget.
His broken heart.
His
being
broken
twisted.
heart. He went, yeah, it's better than all that grinding that's been done on my broken heart.
And then took off. Standing on a roller coaster.
Front row.
Front row. And I looked to Alex and I go, what a sad way to end a conversation before you get on a roller coaster. That is insane. I was so depressed for him.
Dude, he comes to Six Flags by himself to get over years of heartbreak.
It's so sad.
Crazy. It was so sad. He was sweet though.
Yeah,
he was a good soul.
Really sweet.
Yeah. All right. So next.
Oh, is this the one?
Yeah.
Is this the embarrassing one?
That's where we fucked up.
This is where we fucked up. This is where we get out. This is where our behavior starts getting a little out of control.
This is where you could tell that we've all been nibbling a little too much.
Hard.
Yeah, we've been going back to the toy.
Our breath was a little too minty for Six Flags.
There was a point where Jamar looked at me. He just kept saying, first of all, Kim's only rule was every time I nibble, I got to look Jamar in the eye to show him that. There was a point where he goes, damn, your breath must be real fresh. Your breath gonna be real fresh. Yeah, we fucked up. So we headed over to what I think of it as the Wonder Woman ride. It has a different name at this Six Flags, but it was
called like the Crazy Twisty here. Or some
it's the
shit
spinning
like
pendulum is the way that I would describe it. You're like on
the pirate ship rides at the fair. It's that if it had also another spinning
it has a round saucer instead of a pirate ship, and you're spinning around the outside of this saucer as you're on the pendulum.
Yes.
It's a great ride.
It is one of my favorite rides.
It is a very intimidating ride when you look at it. And
it's scary when you're on it.
It's scary as fuck. It's as fun as a roller coaster, and it's the only ride that's not a roller coaster that's actually as fun as a roller coaster.
I agree. It's one of my favorite rides.
I absolutely agree. And the view from up there,
so cool.
Bananas.
But you're spinning. I don't know if we're going upside down. I don't know if we're going backwards.
We never went up. So we never did a full revolution, but we went so high that we were fully upside down for a long time. There's a point where you just have to like give in and you're completely weightless up there for a second. It's fucking awesome.
Totally.
But I mean, we're really jumping ahead of ourselves because if you think it took anything less than 2 hours and 45 minutes
The
to get
devil
on
showed
this
up to the
ride.
spinny carny. Guess who was there? The damn devil.
And you know what? The devil had a minion at this one. And her name was the two of us.
Oh, that cunt. So this is what happens. We go to get in line and we go and we see the ride. There's an entrance. We walk into it. We stand and we're standing behind what looks like 5 people. And like I said, this place is laid out horribly. So on any given roller coaster, you can get in one line. It cuts off. Then they let you into the second line.
It looked like we were online to get into the line that looked bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we're waiting there for a while and we realize this guy, the security guard, comes up with 2 people. Humberto. The security guard, Humberto, comes up and he's got 2 people with him. And what I'm assuming he's doing, and we're already in this, and we're waiting a little bit already. It's not moving.
It's been 10 minutes. Nothing's moving.
Nothing's moved.
Somehow, because in theory, that line that we were on should have moved fast.
I know. The devil works hard. So the line's not moving. So Humberto comes up with these 2 people. And in this moment, I realize that we're in the fast pass lane. That he's bringing these 2 people up. There's some sort of incident must have happened where he's like, let me get you guys in the fast pass lane. And I go on Toyd, I go, Humberto, can you get us in that line? Because I realize we've screwed up. He's like, you guys are already good. You're good. So Humberto's telling the employees, like, oh, like the people back here, something happened. They're allowed to do fast pass for this round. And I pull a Dumb and Dumber to where when the employee looks at the people, I also wave. Because I'm like, let's be involved with the group and just then we can skip the line. So I think we're in.
I think we're in too. I was so confident that we were in that I was fully happy sitting there and waiting on that fast pass line.
We waited probably another 15 minutes.
Somehow the devil worked hard for that one.
Because every fast pass line moved at a rapid pace before this.
This particular fast pass line, once we got on the regular line, was the only thing that moved.
Yes.
At all.
Well, but we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, sure.
We get to the front. It's our turn to get on.
Well, you strike up a conversation with the girl.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, Kim's, like, really putting in work. She's working damn near about as hard as the devil to get us on this ride. And she strikes up a conversation with this girl, and the girl's like, Kim's like, so what happened? How'd you guys get into the fast pass line? You got to tell us. And she was like, well, we're here with my cousin, and she has a heart problem. She has an arrhythmia, and we smelled some smoke, and so she had to get off the line. She was having palpitations, and we let the security guard know, and he's letting us come up here. And we were like, oh, man, like, that sucks. Can you tell them we're a group of 5? Like,
yeah, we were like, can we get in on that? Can we cash in on your cousin's heart arrhythmia?
Please?
Please?
Like, she's not here?
Which, if the roles were reversed, I would be like, yeah, I'll just say you guys were with us.
Yeah, 1,000%.
I wouldn't give a motherfuck. And when she goes, I'm not saying nothing, but I'll mind my business. She kind of makes it seem like she's going to.
Like, she's cool with it. Like, we're like, ha, cool, thanks. Like, we're like laughing with her, whatever.
Now's the time where the attendants are coming up and checking fast passes. They go up to the girl, and I literally watch her sell us out. I literally watch her go like, so we... And point at her and her brother.
The 2 of us.
The 2 of us were in line, and then when they get to us, they're like, "Where's your fast passes?" I was like, "Oh, we're with them." And they're like, "Oh, I thought you said it was just the 2 of us." And she was like, "Yeah."
And we had nothing. We had no backup plan.
We had the 3 of us. The way we just looked this 16-year-old girl in the face, and we were like, "We got nothing." And she was like, "Why?"
She spat at me. She like rolled her fucking eyes.
So fucking annoyed by us.
Like we wasted her time when in reality we had only wasted about 15-20 minutes of our own time.
We didn't do nothing but just sit there, bitch. We didn't do nothing to you.
But the embarrassment of 3 fucking people in their 30s at Six Flags with no children trying to cut the fast pass line and getting caught.
It was so bad. We were all so fucking embarrassed. We went to the back of that regular line and disrespected each other till the sun came up.
We disrespected each other for the 2.5 hours it took to finally get on that fucking ride.
And at that point, we had waited at the fast pass lane. It wasn't moving. But then when we get in the regular line, only if the fast pass lane was getting on. They were doing like a thing where they were doing, it's because it's ran by teenagers, so they didn't I don't think they understood like the amount of fast pass versus regular people, because it must have been 95% fast pass, 5% regulars, when it should be something closer to like 80-20.
The ride seats 40 people, and they were trying to say that they were taking 20 people from each line.
Not true.
But in reality, there would only be 20 people. There'd be like 20 people on the fast pass line. So it was like everybody on fast pass gets to go on, and like literally they would just take everybody from fast pass and then they'd fill it up with people from the regular line in the like missing seats.
And the fast pass would always be like,
and then like
28 people.
Yeah, then the fast pass line would be empty, and then by the end of the ride, the fast pass line would be full up again, and they would just take those guys and then put 5 regular line.
It was like if the devil made you wait in a line. It was crazy.
So fucked up. And I think literally the embarrassment of the fast pass situation got Jamar nauseous.
Jamar got nauseous. He needed a break because we embarrassed ourselves so badly in this line. But then we started making friends in this line.
Yeah, it wasn't so bad.
We made a few friends.
We made a couple friends.
The Stripes. The Stripe family.
The Striped family.
We started naming people on the line.
Oh, we forgot. We made friends with Beef Jerky guy way earlier.
Beef Jerky earlier.
And his family.
I gave him a mist. He offered me jerky in line.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this line, the Stripes, a little white girl I tried to save.
The sweet little white girl with the sunburn.
There was a little tiny white girl, the whitest girl I've ever seen, with her older sister.
White hair, platinum white hair, like the whitest little girl you've ever seen.
She must have been 9 years old, and her sister must have been like 15. She was just with her sister and her sister's friends, like having a cool day out at a theme park, and she was so red and so hot. I was trying to save this child.
Literally, Kim couldn't stop looking at her, being like, should I spray her? Should we offer her some sunscreen? And everything we offered this girl, she was like, no, I'm okay. I'm good.
They must have been weirded out by me.
Yeah. We weird out the children.
Yeah, we're not strange. And then who else did we meet in that line? The kid that threw up in the garbage beautifully.
He did, but he fucked up a little later on.
He fucked up a little later. There was a lot that happened in this line.
So this was when the kid threw up in the garbage was when Jamar went to go get snacks now. So this is another, every line is so long that you have to go get snacks and drinks for the line or else you'll pass the fuck out.
Yeah. You have to eat a meal at every line because it's a new meal time.
Truly.
We would look at the ride, and by the time we got on it, there would be a shift change and different employees on it.
Not only that, but on just about every line, by the time we got on the ride, we were surrounded by a completely different group of people than we were surrounded by when we got on the line, because so many people would just give up halfway through.
They were dropping like flies around the ride, you guys.
You'd be finally about to get on the ride, and you'd look around and say, I don't know any of these people. Where did you all come from?
I've been here for 3 hours. I don't recognize anyone, because they would just slowly just leave. It's the park of giving up. That's what they should call it instead of Six Flags.
Truly fucking bad.
I wouldn't have been able to stand it not on drugs.
Truly.
I wouldn't have been able to do it.
It's the thing that made it fun, because the rides are really fun, but
they're 2 seconds.
If you're not having fun on the lines, you're not having fun for the day. And we had a great day being online, like for most of it, honestly.
Yeah, I was spraying the shit out of people. So we watched this kid. He comes running up in front of us in line because there's a garbage in front of us. And the way he perfectly...
Garbage doesn't open from the top. This is one of those garbages with like...
push it on the side.
Yeah, like a rectangular...
Looks like an old mailbox.
Yeah, rectangular shaped little like push latch that you have to push it up and throw something away on the inside. Like,
and it like swings back and forth, like one of those.
Just enough room, I suppose, for a face to get in there.
Just enough to go cheek to cheek if you're going like this. This kid, probably 15 years old, 14 years old, comes running up to the trash and...
like a seasoned professional.
Beautifully executes a vomit.
I can't... and it sounded bad.
It was projectile, certainly.
It was a bad vomit, and when I tell you not
you could hear it hitting the walls inside the trash can. The kid didn't.
And it's not like his head was in it. It was like he only
opened
his
the
mouth
latch
was in
and
it.
just put his face in it and went... and then closed it and walked away. And I was like, that was
nothing happened. You couldn't tell.
Chef kiss.
It was beautiful.
It was gorgeous. It was art.
And Kim, you almost didn't process it immediately because you were like, hey, just go throw up over the fence. Go through. You were trying to give him alternate places to throw up. And then when he walked away, you were like, Actually, I don't think he could have done better than he
He
did.
just killed it.
Award winning.
Vomit.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the same kid that vomited directly in the middle of the
Then
fucking
later
path.
on, when we finally got to the next row, there was vomit on the ground that almost induced my vomit. It became a whole thing, but we moved past that. We got on that ride.
Hold on. Before that, Jamar came back with waters, Coca-Cola, and one churro.
One churro.
One churro daddy came back with a churro.
And this is where Jamar became churro daddy because we were letting this man in public on the ride for a children's ride.
The line was packed.
Of
We could have
families.
more people around us.
And we're letting Jamar feed us a churro, the same churro one by one. Like it's like a dick and we're like both sucking on
Yeah,
it.
so it would be like a bite to Kim, and the first couple bites were innocent. I felt like it was
But
just
then
like
we started thinking it was
then
funny.
As we started getting closer to his hand, it was just, and I wanted more churro. I kept wanting more churro.
Yeah, because I couldn't deny the bit because the churro was so good.
And it would have been rude to take the churro from his hand after a certain point.
We
It
had
was
to
like-
lick his fingers.
We had to lick his fingers for this churro.
Yeah.
And on the last bite, we did this thing like we were both going to eat it at the same time. It was like there's like this much churro left, and our lips almost touched over.
Yeah. It was hot.
It was so hot and so inappropriate. I mean, I'm pretty sure Beef Jerky and his family were judging us.
Everyone was judging us. We weren't appropriate at all in any moment.
Then Jamar started to feed us water, like have us take so like we were touching nothing of what we were being fed or drank.
we suddenly joined a cult and Jamar was like our father in the cult and we were like playing along to this character. It kept us entertained for a good 25 minutes of the journey.
He fed me a sip of Coca-Cola so sensually that it made me laugh so fucking hard that it went down the wrong pipe, which I couldn't even say out loud to you that that's what was happening.
And
but
at the same time, I disrespected her.
she disrespected me. She's spraying my face up.
So she has
Sunscreen.
soda coming out of her nose and her mouth, like the sides of her mouth.
Use your mic.
The disrespect.
The soda coming out of my
soaked.
mouth.
There's sunscreen coming off the disrespect. And then she's also snotting a little because she's laughing so hard.
And I'm still laughing and also trying to
tears.
cough and breathe because I can't get like oxygen in because there was soda in my lungs. And I just became like I was just a sludge. I was just a face of sludge.
She was.
I looked up at Kim. It was just like, it was snot, soda, sunscreen, and disrespect.
It was snot, soda, sunscreen, and disrespect. And those are the things that she had on her face in that moment.
And a smile.
And a
A
smile.
big old
The sweetest smile. Don't forget the smile.
It was fucking wild.
But we got past it. We got on the ride.
Finally. Through so many complaints. This is where Kim really came into her complaining. Like, I think it was when you addressed the striped family.
Well, this is the thing. You mentioned this too. The seats would be empty, and then people, because it was so hot, it's literally the park of giving up. So people are like so tired walking to the rides.
Yeah,
and
you've been
like
online for 3 hours now, and it's your time to get on the ride.
and you're just exhausted. You're just burnt and tired and hungry. And like people were just slowly walking in and slowly latching. Like it took like 15 minutes for each ride to just go.
Pick up the pace, everyone. Show us you're excited. Run to your seat. Buckle in.
At one point, we're going, go.
Get excited. Pick a seat and run for it, baby. See if you can race somebody to it.
Get on
the phone. This ride should load up in 25 seconds.
At one point, Alex says they should be storming this ride like the beaches of Normandy.
Should be after waiting this long. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that when it was our turn, we fucking hopped up. We picked 3 side-by-side seats, jumped in, buckled up, and we were ready before anybody else fucking touched the ride.
Yeah. It's true. We were ready.
Disappointed by everybody else.
I was already in the air before they started the shit.
I was damn near the oldest person having fun at Six Flags that day, and I could not believe the disrespect of the children around me and how little they enjoy fun.
It's crazy. You got 10%.
All right.
Okay.
We're going to do it.
So we get on this ride. It's incredible. We have so much fun.
It's fucking awesome. The view, this park being in the mountains is a game changer. It's like, I like the rides and like the setup at the New Jersey one better, But every time I come visit you, we are going to have to go back to the Six Flags to look at the mountains from roller coasters.
Absolutely.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Also, I liked how on that ride you have a monologue going.
I was doing the bit where I wasn't having fun.
Yeah.
I love that one.
You're like, are we upside down? Are we?
Oh, yeah. But when the ride first started, you can see everybody that's also waiting in line. They're kind of looking at your face to see how you react because it's a scary looking ride. And as it's starting, I'm looking at him and going, nah, not worth it. And it's so much fun.
It's great. Watching people who've been online for 2 hours already.
Yeah. So then we move on.
Great. Also, at one point on that ride, by the way, on the line, you tried to shut down access to the...
Real quick, do you want to stop and start this so
I do.
we have this video?
I do. Hold on.
Okay, just in case it dies.
So, yeah, at one point, Kim also tried to stop people from accessing the Fast Pass line.
Oh,
that's how
yeah.
pissed off she was getting. She's like,
they're-
Fast Pass is closed.
I was spraying people when they walk by.
Which is actually probably something they enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah, can you disrespect me? That's how we were doing it. It's way funnier to do.
You gotta get close. You gotta get a little in their mouth and eyes.
And sometimes you gotta do it when they're not paying attention. It's the best way to do it.
Yeah, it's great.
What do we do next?
Next. I don't know. I wanted to backtrack for a second because I forgot to say that on that first roller coaster that we all went on, when we stopped the roller coaster, you literally pretended that you had passed out on it and got me. And I was literally like, Kim? And then I didn't say anything, but I was just processing like, all right, we'll get her off. We'll call a paramedic of some kind. I was like just making a plan in my head.
It was fun.
It's like, am I going to have to tell the paramedic that she took acid? I was like, we'll decide. We'll see how she seems when she wakes up.
Popped up like, just kidding.
Like, oh, good. I'm glad.
Okay, then what do we do next?
Fuck.
So at that
I need
point,
to get your notes out.
it was in your notes.
No, it's in your notes.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm sure because my phone was routing us back to your house. Okay. We took notes yesterday because so much happened that we were like, there's absolutely no way that we're going to remember it all. But I think from here, this is where the day was a little bit disjointed, a little bit. We were ready to get on another ride, but I think all three of us were low-key a little bit nauseous from the Wonder Woman ride. All right?
What?
We were all nauseous after that,
Oh, yeah.
trying to get some and deciding whether or not we wanted to eat. Like, couldn't figure out, like, we were, like, hungry, but also dying to go on more rides because we barely touched a ride all day. Yeah.
Oh my God, this is so funny. Okay, so we got booed Kim for not going on Superman. Can I delete these as we go?
Sure, yeah.
Ride shut down as soon as we get the online because the devil is here. Old man broken roller coaster heart. Okay. Disrespecting spray.
All right, we're up to this one now, where we went to get lunch.
But this is not in order, so we got to make sure. We got Churro Daddy. We got those.
Yeah, we got Malcolm. We got One Foot in a Flume.
We were at the beach too. Oh, that's different.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we're good.
So we go get lunch. We get burgers. First of all, finding the food. It's like we're starving. Doesn't Six Flags understand that we are almost overdosing? Put food everywhere. They don't have Dippin' Dots at this Six Flags. They don't have Did you notice not one Dippin' Dot?
No Dippin' Dots, no snacks. They have like churro and pretzel,
no
and
concession
a turkey
stands.
leg, and that's it.
It's all it was all like vending machines instead of concession stands. So we go to get some hamburgers and we're waiting online again. It's like another fucking 15-minute wait just to get hamburgers. And there's only like 5 people in front of us. And when we got to the front, they gave us our burgers in 2 seconds. What was the holdup?
Because they gave us the oldest burger because the devil was working that day.
Yes.
They gave us the oldest burgers I'd ever seen. They were easily cooked a week before. And the line took so long. I'm like, what could have taken so long if everything's already made? But while we're waiting in line, we're sort of exhausted, sort of nauseous, really burnt out from the sun. This is like a point where like we needed to eat. This has been 5 hours, 6 hours.
It's 5:30 already, and we've only been on a couple rides.
We've just mostly been in lines complaining. Having a great time, by the way.
The best time.
And these two kids are playing Heads Up, the game where you have the phone, you put it on your forehead, and like it says like an actress, and then the person like says, oh, he was in this movie, and you name him. Mm-hmm. And the way that we just all joined this guy's game without even asking.
No asking. Well, his friend was kind of shitty at giving him hints. His friend hesitated for a half a second, and Jamar jumped right the fuck in.
Yeah.
And it was great. I mean, we played that game with him until we got our food, pretty much.
Yep. That was fun.
And we were good at it. And we got other people involved.
Oh, and we were like offensive about it too. Like at one point, I think the name was Hillary Clinton, and Jamar was like, "That fucking lizard reptilian bitch."
He goes, Illuminati, lizard people, lizard lady,
bitch.
yeah, lizard, Illuminati, lizard bitch, and the guy goes, Hillary Clinton.
That was really good.
It was great.
And at this point, everybody in line's playing with us. Like
everyone behind us is watching.
Involved.
Yeah,
everyone's laughing. We're having a great time. It was a really cute, fun moment.
Great.
And we get our food, and then we move on. And we decide to go for, this is where we get in that other line. Do you remember the other line?
Fuck, remind me.
This is where we join PU.
Oh boy. This line, I really wanted to go on that roller coaster. God damn it.
So yeah, we see this roller coaster.
Sorry, I'm plugging this baby in.
Careful with that cup. So we see this roller coaster. And we're like, we should definitely get on that one. That one looks really fun.
Great.
It looks so fun. So we get in line, and we're standing in line, minding our own business, just having a great time. And there's a few other people with misters, and one of my favorite toyed bits that day is being like, wow, I guess not everyone shares their mist, because I was giving my mist to everyone.
Anybody who was misting themselves, Kim would be like, we weren't all raised right, I guess.
Because I'm sharing my mist. So
also, this is where we hopped a fence because again we got on the wrong line. We got on the fast pass line. It looks like it's going to be really fast, and then we end up having to hop a fence to go back a mile and fucking get on the regular line.
Yeah, they're like, the regular line, you have to go down the stairs around the park and then pack up.
They hide the entrance to the regular lines. They just hide it.
I don't know why.
They advertise the fast pass line entrance. It's crazy.
And then so we just hop this fence and we get in line, and I'm tripping so hard that this roller coaster is making me laugh, because every time it comes to a halt behind me, it sounds like the most cartoon comical fart you've ever heard in your life. Like, it is literally like burp. Like, it is like,
but it was weird how it sounded like wet almost. Like
it was like a wet fart. It was
whenever the coaster passed this one point, it would go. It was crazy. It was just crazy.
It was just so funny to me. And the way that I was like in tears laughing at the fart.
And she'd be like, excuse me, guys.
Like, I would start making bad fart jokes.
Bad fart jokes.
And then me and Alex put together this bit. And then I think at one point Jamar was like, you really like this fart thing. And then I made this joke and I said, yeah, I'm a fart history major. And that really got Alex. Then Alex turned around. She's like, did you get your degree from PU? And we both lose it at our fart puns.
We thought that was the funniest fart joke anybody's ever said.
I'm a fart history major and I got my degree at PU. And as we're saying,
so good. We were dying. We were on so much acid, dude. We couldn't handle it.
It was so funny. And then we're like, this is good. You know, that we're finally... Then we get the announcement.
Yep.
We're in this line
for 40 minutes.
This is the 4th out of 4th ride this happens to us. Yeah. They make an announcement that something's wrong with the ride and they don't know how long it's going to be again.
Indefinitely going to be closed. And
another ride.
Kim goes, yep, excuse me. Sorry, everybody. The ride's closed. She had a little bit of a tummy ache.
I did say that the ride had some...
Yeah, you kept talking about, The ride has an upset stomach, so it had to close for a little while.
That was really funny. So we jump out of line, and then as we're leaving, I turn around and I go, hey, if the ride starts again, that's our spot. People hated me in that park.
Oh, man.
So we give up on that one, right?
Yeah.
And then we go to the Revolution. This is where the Revolution happened.
Started.
Yeah, this is our second to last ride. At this point, we've ridden 4 rides. It's the end of the day. We've been there 12 hours. That's how hard it is to get on a ride at this place. And we get on this ride called X2. And let me tell you, this ride is incredible. But before we can even get in the line, we go to the front, and there's this guy wearing a neon shirt. Every employee there is wearing a bright, like, neon shirt. And he's wearing the same color shirt with a badge. And we go, hey, do you know how long the wait is for this ride? Because I'm, like, just over the whole devil thing. The devil ruining our day. And he goes, I think it's like 2 hours. It's really long. And then I realize he doesn't work there. And me and Alex walk away, and we start talking shit. We're like, why would he dress like that at the front? And then
like, bullshit. He doesn't know. Oh, it's not going to be 2 hours. There's nobody here.
You couldn't hear.
The line was created to be so long that we actually couldn't see the line yet. Like, it looked like it was empty.
Right. And as we're walking in, this other lady who seemed very mentally ill.
So when she came over to us, my first thought was, what does this woman want from us?
Yes. I felt like I was going to be tricked, or like she's going to ask for something. But all she did was hand us fast passes. And we were so excited. This is what we've wanted all day, people.
So excited. Kim was counting them like money. She was shaking them behind her, shaking her ass, going, look, it's the Six Flags mating call.
I was so into the fast passes and so excited we got them. So we go up to the front, the fast pass line. We are skipping so many people. We're like, this is it. We can get on a ride. Like, this is like normal experience. Like, we can just get in line and wait a little bit and get on a ride. We get in the fast pass line. And there's this fucking little kid in front of us. This little blonde chubby white kid in front of us.
Funny face kid.
He turns around and he goes, this line's for fast pass only. And I literally give him the dirtiest looks and I go, I know, excuse me.
So I processed that he probably saw us on another line complaining about how we don't have fast passes.
And like, we were the people sell us
who
out.
Obviously didn't have fast passes because we couldn't stop complaining about it.
So this is where the devil worked extra hard. This is where the devil clocked in for OT.
The devil got overtime.
We get into this fast pass line.
So excited.
Never moves again.
Just from the spot we get onto it, it never moves.
Every other line is going, and I'm seeing. I counted the ride.
The ride's going.
The ride's going 40 people at a time,
and
40 at a time,
and it keeps going. It keeps pulling people,
and
in.
we know because we're at the part of the ride where they're going up, and it's a backwards ride. They're waving at us, so I'm like, how are so many people going? We're not moving. The problem is there's teenagers running the ride, so they're not calculating how many fast pass versus how many right. If you get a fast pass, don't get a fast pass at Six Flags. It's not worth it. Nobody knows what's going on.
It's luck of the draw. It's going to serve you well on one ride. It's going to fuck you on the other.
Totally. And we just were not getting on the right vibe with it the whole day. And so we're waiting, and the fast pass line is not moving. And this guy comes up.
You know what I did like? The fast pass line people had a different energy than the regular line people because they had paid to move fast and they're not moving fast. So they are as pissed off as we are, if not more.
And I'm pissed off and I'm going, and I stole these. I was like, I shouldn't even be pissed. And I'm making like an announcement. I was like, is everybody not pissed?
Yeah.
Why aren't we moving? It's been an hour. And a few people are like, yeah. Then this one dude, he was like this, like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm just like sort of hood dude comes up and he's like, what the fuck's going on?
He was like a hood dad.
A hood dad.
Yeah.
Just trying to have a great day with his kids.
Yeah.
And he comes up and there's this little employee. She's got braces on. And she's got a little shirt on.
She looks 16.
Still has baby hairs, maybe 16.
She had like one little braid stranded. Like when you're just a kid, like she's just a kid.
Yeah, she's just a kid, and we are all just in her. Like we're all just like, why isn't this moving? But this doesn't make sense.
Literally, like putting an argument on the table for her, being like, you understand that you're feeding this ride with 2 different lines, and one of them is regular and one of them is fast pass, and the fast pass people have
moved
not
in
boarded
over
the
an
ride in
hour.
over an hour and a half. What the fuck's happening? For an hour and a half, you have fast pass people just sitting here. It was like the exact opposite problem as that they were having on the other ride. It was crazy.
And she's just like kind of trying to explain herself. And at one point we all start laughing because we start talking we like kind of back up and let the guy, you know, go back and forth with her. And at one point we start talking for her. And he's going like, we paid for fast pass. Like, what are we supposed to do? This line goes here. This line goes here. It's supposed to be. And I don't remember who said it, but one of us at the same time goes, I have prom next week. Like,
I don't know what to do. I got prom next week. I'm just gonna quit this job and go to summer camp this year.
so I start a revolution.
She does.
I don't know what else to do at this point.
Yeah. Also, now the blonde kid who insulted you, at this point, this is like a line that lasted so long that enemies became friends.
Yeah.
They're like telling us stories. They told us a dope story about how they were online for another ride earlier and they watched a guy fucking spit on another dude and then there was a fucking
fist fight. A bunch of good stories that we got them on our side.
They were good, yeah.
And I decided to start a revolution because the line's still not moving. They're not doing anything about it. So I'm literally like, we need to start a chant. And I look to the crowd and I go, let us in. Let us in.
And it's just these 2 voices that you hear right now.
And one girl in front of us and then the 2 young boys.
About 8 chants we get to. So we gave everybody ample opportunity to join us.
And then they did it. And then on its hoid, I yell, where's the thing? In front of the crowd, I turn around and go, oh, really? No one's going to join? Don't ask me for a crumb of my mist.
I don't want anybody even looking at my mist if you're not going to support my revolution.
I was like, we need to start a revolution. This is why the man wins. This is why we have Big Pharma. I was making all these announcements. I was like, we can't let them do this to us. Shake the gates. I'm grabbing the gates and trying to shake them. They're not moving. I'm just causing a scene. At one point, we're up on stairs, and you can see below. There's bars, but you can see the guy
like
letting more people upstairs.
Like of space where you could like crouch down. You got to squat to talk to the manager.
I grabbed the 2 bars. I put my face in between it in a deep squat, and I look this boy in the eyes, and I go, Isaac, come on, man. We got women and children up here because we're not moving.
Dude, we had a whole conversation with the guy down with the manager. We were everybody's squatting, fucking yelling at the manager. And at a certain point, everybody's losing it at once. And Jamar just starts going, Black Lives Matter.
We're all just yelling things at the manager.
But then Haiti.
But it worked because then it started moving. They started letting our side on. It definitely was like a error in like
we got on 2 seconds after that.
We got on right after that. The line started moving. If
we could have been on that ride in 20 minutes.
We would have never gotten on that ride
if we didn't start that revolution. Yes.
So we get on the ride.
Guys, this is the best roller coaster ever.
It was the most incredible. It was like we got on at the perfect time. I hate to say that after complaining about waiting.
The sun was going down and we kept looking at the people being like, 10 more minutes, it's gonna be dark out. We want to get on this ride now. Like,
yeah, and it brings us up. The sky is cotton candy. You can see the entire city. It was the dopest fucking ride. You went backwards, but it also spun. It was smooth. You could see the mountains.
I took a picture of that view in my mind that will last until the day that I die. It was so beautiful.
It was one of the most beautiful
there.
views I've ever seen.
And you get pulled up backwards. You're like lying on your back. And then when you get to the top, you're like lying down completely flat and it just takes off and your thing starts to spin.
Yep.
And it was so smooth, dude. It's just a great roller coaster.
Yep.
It was sick. I don't even know what to say. I was like the way that there's no discomfort the entire ride. It was just all fun. There was no like jolting.
Right.
Or like anything like that.
Right. It was so fun, so cool. It was the best time. Worth every minute, every revolution, every moment in it. It was so nice. Then we get off. We do like another shitty coaster.
We did the shitty. We went from the best one to the worst one.
We did this one that gave us like a concussion. And then we're like, that kind of sucks. And then we decided to leave. and we went by that Baby Shark baby.
We went by the
There was
baby
a
party.
concert going on.
You know what? I think that we should maybe insert
A little clip of
little clip of you dancing with you dancing at Six Flags.
Oh yeah, we'll throw this in there. This is me.
You heard the song, but this is Magic Mountain. We're required to play this song.
That's right. This is a good song to end on. Of course, this is our Six Flags theme song.
Come on down here. Get on the Vega bus.
That's probably enough.
Yeah, that's good. And this little baby, he was doing Baby Shark. He was a little star. And then I'm just getting nostalgic as we leave. I'm saying bye to everyone. I'm very
We made
involved.
friends with everybody in this park. We knew everyone.
I said bye to the Stripes. I said bye to Jerky.
We
I
didn't
said
know
bye
one
to Baby
name.
Shark. No. And then we see these two teenage girls in capes. And they're like 14, 13 years old. And they're so cute. Like you can tell. Like
they're tall. Like they're like about to be like teenagers.
Right. And like every time I see a young girl, like as a woman, it's so easy for me to like go back in my mind and be there with them. And like I totally understand how they feel. And I'm just like introspectively, I'm not even trying to be like dirty or like disgusting, but I'm just thinking of like my own childhood. And I'm like talking to Alex. I'm like, look at these girls. Like they're wearing these like superwoman capes. Like this is probably their last year where they're going to be like dressing up and being silly. And I was like, oh, it's so sad. Like this is we're looking at two girls like last innocent years.
Yeah.
And I was like,
2 years before they lose their virginity, I'll bet.
and Alex goes, Jesus. And I was like, what? I'm like, that's sad to think about. And then I just get nostalgic. I go girls, get out of here. Go with your capes and your cherries.
Cape them both safe. Wrap your cherry in that cape.
And then we get to the parking lot.
We get to the parking lot. The Flash runs past us.
A little boy runs fastest, and I go, whoa.
Whoa, was that the Flash?
He was so happy about that.
But also, people were really just letting their children run like the Flash in the parking lot.
It was crazy.
It was just like
Listen, the kids had been standing in line all day. They had the energy to spare.
the duality of that. Oh, remember the little kid? When Jamar passed him and goes, "That's my son."
Yes.
There was a little kid who
Being bad.
was just being so bad. He had the biggest tree branch I've ever seen in my life, and he was just hitting it against against anything he could hit it against. And his parents were sitting there like, he's not tall enough to ride the rides. So
What do you want us to do?
what do you want? He'll cry if we don't let him hit shit.
And then we went home, and that was it. We had a great fucking day at Six Flags.
We had a great day. We did almost have a disaster situation finding the car.
Yeah, we couldn't find the car for a little bit, but it was fine.
It was fine. We literally I got scared at a certain point. I had that one twinge of fear of being like, oh no, are we going to be here all night? I mean, this parking lot is miles big.
It looks like if the devil made a parking lot, truly.
The roller coaster that Kim parked next to was massive. Like we were looking at it from one side being like, yeah, we're parked right at the corner of that roller coaster. Like there's no corner to a roller coaster. It's all
Right.
fucking corners. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
But we found it.
We found it. We found it without too much trouble.
And that's it.
It was great. It was
It was
a
the
really
best.
good Six Flags day.
It was the best.
I mean, man, truly, guys, if you are into psychedelics at all and
it.
you're into roller coasters,
Combine them.
combine the two. Treat yourself, seriously.
Absolutely. And yeah, I think that covers our day and our pod, to be honest.
Yeah,
We went over a little overtime, but we owed you guys a little bit of a longer podcast anyways.
I think so.
But yeah, dude, Alex, I mean, great time. We always have so much fun when we do podcasts together. I mean, that too, but when we do theme parks together.
Theme parks are the best. Dude, also, there was we kept joking on the way home that the devil works overtime because it was supposed to be like 30 minutes home and it ended up being like an hour. Just everything was traffic.
There
The
was this-
exit, the highway we needed to get on was closed down.
It was like the Truman Show when he's trying to leave town and like cars keep showing up.
There was a concert at the Hollywood Bowl that we had to drive right past while it was like
I was
letting
like, why
out.
is Nina Simone here tonight?
Nina Simone's concert was letting out just as we were driving right past it was a nightmare.
It was bad. But we got home and it was the most fun nightmare I've ever had.
Truly, the devil works hard, but we work harder.
Exactly. But yeah, I think that's it.
Did you disrespect your foot?
Yeah.
Her foot is soaked right now. It is a foot fetish man's fucking wet dream.
There is like
in
wet
front of
dew
me.
rolling off my feet right now.
It's like crazy.
Look at the dew.
Look at that dew. Wet me.
All right, you guys.
That's it for this one.